What's going on, everybody? Hope you had a great weekend. We're live way out east on Long Island on a foggy Monday. The rain finally stopped. We've been in it on the East Coast, man. Almost every weekend for the last, I don't know, something like 2 months. It's been rainy and a washout, and that's why I couldn't live stream this morning because it was pouring. But it looks like we got a break in the action. It's very, very foggy, but I think we're in between rainstorms out here. So I figured, you know what? It might be a little on the late side, but let's throw on the live stream and see who's out there. I see Sean Barry. I see Direct to Ozzy and others. It says Bill Augerman. I know Bill off the Instagram. Who do we got on Facebook and YouTube? For the Instagrammers, I'm live almost every day on my YouTube Opie Radio and on my Facebook Opie Radio fans. So if you don't see me live on Instagram, you could go over there and check it out. I see Blue Sky. What's up, Blue Sky? R3 dined, I see. We got Nick Umberchin off the Facebook. We got SK off the YouTube. We got Aaron Lee off the Facebook. We got Bryns, BRYZN. I see it. What's up to you, my friend? We got John Quartz. We got, John, I was just editing a Tuesdays at Gephardt's where I was singing you a happy birthday from last week. I'm gonna post that a little later today on my YouTube channel, OP Radio. What's up, John? Good to see you. Hope you had a good weekend. Scott Watson, what's going on, brother? How are you? Ted Palawada, how are you? Nick B, how are you? Oh my God, roll. Jamie, what's going on, Jamie? We got Georgie Jessel. What's up, Georgie Jessel? Got Jay Warren. Hi, Hope. You hear of Adam Johnson, the hockey player, getting his throat slit by a skate on the ice in England? Oh, my God. That happens every once in a while, right? Didn't that happen to a Buffalo Sabre back in the day? And he was bleeding out on the ice, and they saved his life? Oh, man. No, I didn't hear it, and I don't know if I want to see the video there, Jay Warren, but I'm sure others are going to be searching it out thanks to you. What's up, Sarah? What's up, Lewis? Snowing? Where was it snowing? Lewis is saying it was snowing this morning. Where was it snowing? I mean, it's freezing out here. We got out here late Friday night. Kids have off today. So we're like, you know what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to go to the ocean. The weather was looking great all week. And then Saturday, it was like a summer day out here. And then, of course, the rain returned yesterday. It was absolutely miserable. That was a washout. Today's a washout. It is so frustrating. Not just for me, for everybody on the East Coast. We haven't enjoyed a solid, good weather weekend. And like I said, I think it's up to like 2 months. Ever since we left here in the summer, the weekends have been really, really crappy, man. So, and on Saturday, it was pretty much summer. It was closing in on 80 degrees, and people were out in bikinis. They were out on the beach like it was a regular summer day. And then fast forward a mere, 24 hours later, and the temperature dropped like 20, 25 degrees. So here we are, but that's all right. Even a bad day at the ocean for me is a great day. I mean, the fog is pretty thick. I think there's some fish out there. Maybe we'll do some fishing. We'll have to wait and see on that. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Gail? We got Philippe. What's going on? He's got the Gregorio. Oh, no, you just went with Gregory? God, I hate the name Gregory. Thank God I'm not a Gregory. Matthew Perry basically made himself into... Oh, okay, Scott Watson. Oh, okay. Slow down. People are very, very bummed with the passing of Matthew Perry. They're very, very bummed. I mean, there's a whole generation of people that are really sad with his passing. It's a biggie. You know, the celebrities are dying all the time, but the Matthew Perry one is a biggie. He was too young to go. He was 54 years old. They said they're going to have to investigate further on the cause. But the one thing I can't accept, I just can't accept, and this is going to piss off a few of you, but I can't help myself ever. Every time someone dies unexpectedly doesn't mean it was because of the jab. People die unexpectedly from all sorts of things all the time. Cheers. Cheers, Instagram. Cheers. Oh, by the way, ignore the fact that it's just water. I already had 4 cups of coffee today. I can't drink any more coffee. John Quartz with the 5s and likes. That's right, bitches. That's why No, I don't do it for fires and likes. I do it for the pure pleasure it gives me every single day by putting on the live stream. I don't do it for fivers and likes. But with that said, a fiver would be nice and a like would absolutely be nice. All right. All right. Thank you, John Courts. Appreciate it. Your MB looked pretty powerful. 76ers, they're like, we don't need you, James Harden. We don't need, no, you can't come on our plane, James Harden. So, no, you can't. No, you're a jerk. We all know you're a jerk. And we'd rather play without you. And hopefully some team out there goes, all right, we'll take James Harden because we're not going to win a championship this year anyway. So maybe if we get James Harden, it'll get more people in the seats because James Harden doesn't win you championships. AD doesn't win you championships. You want to do a little NBA? I can do a little NBA right now. Anthony Davis doesn't win you championships. Yeah, I know they won one. What was it in the bubble during the COVID thing? But Anthony Davis is another one that is a great individual player, but doesn't have the heart of a champion like his buddy LeBron James. LeBron James, I'm not a big fan. I still think Michael Jordan's the GOAT, but with the LeBron James, at least he's trying to win a championship every single year. And Anthony Davis, he doesn't understand what it takes to win a championship. And guess what? James Harden is the same guy. The same guy. He's not going to win you a championship. Oh, he's a damn good player. Not as good as he was a few years ago, but he doesn't know how to win championships. It's obvious. He's been on a million teams. He's been on a million really good teams, and they fall short all the time. And he collapses in the playoffs. Cheers on that. All right, enough basketball, right? Enough basketball. Although doing time management with LeBron James, they're not gonna win a championship. They need LeBron James to go all out. I know he's an older player now. He's the oldest player in the NBA, but they're trying to limit his minutes to rest him. No, because you don't have anyone else on that team that could step up to that level like a LeBron James. So you got to just play him and wear him the hell out, or you don't have a chance. Bill Augerman, I shot a wedding in the chilly weather. I lost an eighth of an inch of nip. I'm laughing, Bill, because oh my God, you just brought back a memory that I haven't thought of in a very, very long time. So I used to be a big time runner. It was one of my things. It was a way to clear my head. I would just throw on my running shoes and I could run forever. I never got tired, especially many, many years ago. And I ran a lot of road races, a lot of 10Ks, a lot of turkey trots. And when it was cold, like it was this weekend, you kind of, can we say nip out? I think we could say nip out, right? And so the shirt you would wear in these road races would go like this while you're running a 10K. And by the next day or later that night after you ran the race, oh my God, the soreness, the absolute soreness, because it was just wearing it down like you're using a pencil. Oh, I forgot all about that until Bill's comment over there on the Instagram. And then, then you had to it was embarrassing, but you had to do this. Then you learn from other runners. You're like, no, man, you got to put Band-Aids on them. So you would put Band-Aids on them before you ran your road races. What were your mile times for 5 and 10Ks? My best 10K was under 17 minutes or around 17 minutes. It's been many years, so I don't know the exact time anymore. I wasn't a good mile runner. My brother, Brett, who owns F.H. Riley's, I believe he had the record for Suffolk County in the mile. He was exceptional at running. I ran in college. And I remember the day that my brother was no joke. I was on the cross-country team in college, and I was one of the top 5. The top 5 guys score for a cross-country team, if you know anything about it. So I was really, really decent. And, I ran for SUNY Geneseo. My brother is 5-6 years younger than me. So when I was in college or, when I was a junior, senior, he's like, what? He's in 10th grade or whatever it is. You do the math. And I came home. I was in the sickest shape of my life. I only weighed like 125 pounds. I could run forever. I ran at this point close to 110 Ks over the years. And my brother's like, let's go for a run. So I went for a run with my brother. And he was being polite at first. And about I'm trying to think how long this run was. It was probably about a 5-6 mile run, And he decides halfway through the run with me that 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 he was way faster, way better than me. So he just takes off. And we had to run down 25A back to our house. And he's just he is like so far ahead of me. And I get home, and because I'm the older brother, I think my ego was a little hurt. And instead of being like, wow, that's really impressive for you're 15 or 16, I'm like 6 years older than you. I got mad. I'm like, you should have ran ahead of me. You could have got hit by a car. So I had to spin it that way because the fact is I was a college runner running cross country, and my brother at 15, 16 years old kicked my ass. So there you go. In other news, great win for the Jets. I was rooting Jets all the way, even though I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. I can't casually say I'm a Jets fan again after saying for many, many years that I'm not a Jets fan. But I'm certainly taking a peek, and they beat the Giants. The Jets have a great defense. Zach Wilson is sort of holding his own. He's not the greatest quarterback, but he's certainly improving. He marched him downfield with 24 seconds to go. He did his part yesterday, and now the Jets are 4-3 with Aaron Rodgers coming back this year. It's pretty obvious at this point that Aaron Rodgers will absolutely play for the Jets late in the season. All the Jets need to do is hang in there and give him a chance at the playoffs, and then Aaron Rodgers is going to step back into the lineup. That is just crazy that he's coming back that fast at his age from an Achilles injury like that. But good win for the Jets, man. They're 4-3. They're 4-3. I think the Bills are 5-3. So the Jets are right in it right now, man. Jesus, Opie looking like Tippy Tom. No, I'm not. You're trying too hard. No, I'm not. You're trying way too hard. No, I'm not. Do a split screen. It's not even close. Hate the people that try too hard. It's just exhausting. What's up, Georgie? Opie does it for the people. Dude just rules. Best guy to come out of O&A. Well, I don't know that. I just try to be a little better every single day. That's all you can do with this thing called life. But I thank you, Georgie. I hope your team won. My Bills won. My sort of Jets won. I'm going to start calling them my sort of Jets. The Chiefs looked absolutely horrible. And I didn't see the game, but I saw the score. I'm like, holy shit, the Broncos are killing the Chiefs. And then you learn after the fact that Mahomes played with the flu, and he wasn't going to do a Michael Jordan. I mean, his flu game, Michael Jordan had a flu game for the ages where they pretty much had to carry him off the court after the game. Mahomes, not so much. He looked terrible, absolutely terrible. So it's not really fair to the Chiefs. And then they're blaming the fact that Taylor Swift wasn't at the game. No, they lost because Mahomes is suffering from the damn flu, and he played anyway. So, because they look so bad. I'm like, what the hell happened? And it turned out, yeah, like I said, he had the flu. So, and then I'm thinking, like, if I had the flu, you have the flu, we ain't doing shit. We're laying in bed for days, hoping someone's going to take care of us. But there's Mahomes. He plays in a whole game. And then he's doing the press conference after the game. You would think they would just carry him into a hotel room and get him right back into bed. But that's how tough these guys are playing with the stupid flu. You got to be kidding me. How are the Islanders? I don't know, Sarah. I don't know. I got to start taking a peek at the Islanders. Richard Zednick's situation was super scary. Crazy he survived by the amazing abilities of the medical staff. Is that the guy in England? Someone got the name of the Buffalo Sabre guy, and I forgot his name until you wrote it, and now I can't find it again. Oh, yeah, here it is. So a skate / Clint back in the day. He played for, I believe, the Sabres. Now you're acting like Big Red when anybody called him to be okay. Thank you. You know what? I don't like you. I'm just getting rid of you. I literally don't like you. Goodbye. That's how easy it is. You're blocked. I just don't like you. I don't like you. He's blocked. I'm not dealing with stupid nonsense anymore. But Clint was the one that got the skate across the neck. during a Sabres game. The video is still online. It's really hard to watch. I mean, it is just, and somebody on the medical staff literally saved his life. It was brutal. And then once again, they're like, all right, let's continue playing. And hockey players are tough, but they're all like, the ice was stained and everything. And they're like, yeah, let's just keep playing. We got to get this game in. And everybody was horrified. So that same thing happened to a hockey player in England. Damn. I will look up the story later. Matthew, hey, I have a question. I'm listening through old episodes from beginning of XM. My why did you always make part of your character be a guy who's a low-class white trash? My why did you always make part of your character be a guy who's a low-class white trash? I have no idea what you're trying to say, Matthew. I have no idea what you're trying to say. I came across as a low-class white trash. I don't think I did. I honestly don't think I did. Hey, I talked about how I came from humble beginnings. I talked about how I was one of 7, 8, 9 kids. I say one of 7, 8, 9 kids because my parents were always bringing a kid in. They literally introduced my sister's best friend at the time as our new sister. It was nuts. I'll retell those stories another day. But besides that, they would also bring in other kids. And then they would bring in tenants. And instead of them just being tenants, all of a sudden they were part of our family and they were almost considered kids. It was just weird. But certainly during the Opie and Anthony years, I talked about my humble beginnings and that I grew up incredibly poor. For the most part, didn't know any better. But I don't know if I came across as white trash, though. Dude, what are you listening to? Craig, yes, well, it's hard to survive when you get your throat cut. You have like 10 seconds before you lose all. Wow. You only have 10 seconds? Is that true? So Clint is a very lucky man. I'm skipping to a super chat. There you go. Even though I do it for the love of just turning on the live stream and talking to you fine people. I don't mind a $5 or a like every once in a while. The likes are pretty high already. Maybe I should do these live streams a little later than I usually do. I like doing them at 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. But like I said, here at the ocean, it was just pouring. It poured for like 24 straight hours. It's enough of this stupid rain. Cast Iron Kyle with the $9.99. First of all, thank you, Cast Iron Kyle, and I hope you had a good weekend. Morning Hope, I've been saying for 8 years, and I'm finally ready to launch my own hot sauce brand. I would love to send you guys some for the beer show. Thanks for being inspiration to go for it. Yeah, send them to a lot of people. Somebody was asking me to sign some shit the other day, and I said, look, I don't really have an email anymore. I'm more or less a recluse except for live streaming. And actually the Tuesdays I get part. So I guess I'm slowly getting back into the public a little bit. But I said, look, if you make it easy, Matt already accepts the fact that I get mail at Get Parts. So if you want to send us stuff at Get Parts for the beer show, the Tuesdays at Get Parts, you want me to sign something, Cast Iron Kyle, you want to send the hot sauce, send it to Get Parts, attention Opie, send it to the location on 72nd Street, and that's it. I told somebody that was really, really cool. I go, look, make it easy for me. You want a picture signed, give me the picture, give me a self-addressed stamped envelope, send it to Get Parts, attention Opie, and I will sign it and I will get it back out to you. All right. So with that said, Cast Iron Kyle, thanks for the $10. And, send your hot sauce. Although the other day I was, look, I gotta be honest and put everything on the table. I said, I did say that I'm sick of people and their stupid hot sauces. But you're a special person, Cast Iron, so I'm going to make an exception. It seems like everybody and their mother is doing a hot sauce these days. But you know what? I will make an exception because you're a good dude and you've been supporting everything I've done for a long time. Even when the live streams were just okay, you were supporting me. I don't forget those people. I don't forget people like Cast Iron. So send it to Get Parts, all right? And if you have anything else, anybody else have something they want to send us to maybe talk about on the live stream, the Tuesdays at Get Parts, send them in, man. Goofy hats, shirts, beers to try, whatever it is, just send it. Just send it. It'll actually help the show. You'll give us content. Do you ever watch arena football, Ope? Hell no, Jay Warren. Hell no. I know it's pretty cool, but hell no. I watched when that guy that I don't know what that guy, they did a documentary on him, that quarterback. He started arena football, I think, and then he became an NFL exception. I watched that a little bit, I remember. But nah, man, I don't watch the arena football. I don't watch the lingerie football. I'm all about the NF to the L. NFL. So there you go. Glad you're live to entertain me driving home from Houston. Have a good Halloween, y'all. Oh, Chloe Dancer. Chloe doesn't get up early, so she only watches my live streams when I go a little later. She's down there in Arkansas. I love my Chloe Dancer. Have a safe ride. Keep it 10 and 2 there, Chloe. You're probably one of those people, you're on your phone with one hand, you're checking your social media, and then you're punching the radio dial with the other hand. And then your passenger's wondering who the hell's driving this car. I have some experience with that. That's how Carl Ruiz. Holy S. When I used to drive with him, I was terrified. Absolutely. I would hold on to that holy F bar on the side of the car, because Carl would check his social media. He was so great at social media. People after Carl passed, everyone has a story about Carl reaching out to them on social media. So he was constantly on his social media. So that takes away one hand, excuse me. That takes away one hand. Then he was a chain smoker, more or less. So now he's smoking and he's on his social media as we're flying down the highway. It was New Jersey Turnpike. This happened. It was the roads between New York City and Rochester. This happened. So now he has no hands on the steering wheel, none. And now he wants to find some good music. So he's like this, and then with the cigarette and the finger, he's like trying to find good music for the road trip. And I would be in the passenger seat more than a few times like this, just holding on for dear life. Good God. Good to the God. All right. What else is going on, man? Greg Buell. Oh yes. You know the struggle with the nips. If you're, we're running races back in the day. Oh yes. Oh yeah. The chafing. Oh, that's how far behind on the chat. We're that far behind on the chat. Oh my God. All right. But the big news of the weekend was the Matthew Perry. I mean, supposedly he had an autobiography out in 2022 where he was really open about his struggles. I think he went to rehab. What do they say? I think he went to rehab like 15 times, and he went through detox something like 65 times. Like, he was in it, man. He was in it. It's going to be very tragic what we learned about that, because it's not really easy to drown in a jacuzzi. We all know that. So there had to be something else that happened that was very traumatic. Maybe he dropped from a heart attack and there was nobody around, or maybe there was something else involved. I don't know, man, but it's just absolutely horrible. I'll take a go Bills every single day there, Georgie Jessel. Hell yeah, go Bills. They ain't looking that great, though, man. And Josh Allen's shoulder isn't 100%, and they need to pump up that offense, or they're going to be in deep trouble as the season continues. They're just hanging on, man. They ain't going to beat the Chiefs. Right now, they ain't going to beat the Chiefs. You got to throw away the Mahomes flu game from yesterday. They're not as good as the Chiefs. And then you got Burrows and the Bengals. He's coming to life because I think he had some nagging injury earlier in the year. So he's starting to get it going. The Bills are they're not as good as the Bengals or the Chiefs at this point in the season. But, I mean, they got the firepower. They got the offense. They got the Josh Allen. So they could easily turn around. But right now, man, they're not looking like Super Bowl contenders. Opie, would you ever watch soccer? we just can't figure it out. We can't figure it out in America. I was watching the David Beckham Netflix series, the documentary. It was really, really good, although they held back so much information, so much stuff. But what they did show us about David Beckham and the Posh Spice and their lives and the craziness that was David Beckham back in the day and his soccer skills. He wasn't the best soccer player during that era, right? But he had so much other shit going on that made him just a massive superstar, right? For the people that know soccer, that's the deal with David Beckham, right? He wasn't the best player. He was barely top 10, I would say, right? But anyway, because of that, that David Beckham Netflix thing was so good. I'm like, you know what? I want to now watch a little soccer, but then like we're still light years behind Europe and the rest of the world when it comes to soccer here in America. It's gotten better, but we're still so far behind, which is so weird because I live in New York City. I do a lot of biking. I've been doing a lot of biking with my daughter. And wherever we bike, there's a soccer field that is packed with kids playing soccer. And this has been happening, obviously, since I was a kid. And for whatever reason, we don't have soccer stars still. And the players that do well in the American League, what is it called? The MSL? What is it called? I forgot. They're foreign players. They're not homegrown for the most part still, which is so weird because every kid plays soccer. But they can't catch up to the rest of the world. I find that so strange, man. You ran a 17-minute 5K or 10K? 10K. 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 Yeah, we would go out under wait, I don't want to misrepresent this. Is my numbers wrong? Yeah, it has to be. Wait, a 10K is 6.2. Oh, no, I didn't run a 17. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. No, I did not run a 17-minute 10K. No, I did not. Oh, my God. That would be a crazy time. I won a bunch of 10K races over the years. But now I don't remember what my time was, Bob. Thanks for calling me out on that because, oh, my God, no. 17-minute 10K would be what? That would be pretty much like you could compete in the Olympics, I think. 10K. I know our first mile in a lot of these 10K races with us runners in the front of the pack. We did the first mile under 5 minutes, and we were easily averaging 5 minutes for the whole race. So, oh God, no. I'm sorry, I should not have said that. God, no. Now 10K is 6.2 miles. Yeah, so if I was averaging 5-minute miles, that's 30 minutes. So, oh my God, what was my time now? I used to know it like the back of my. Oh my God! I'm sorry for misrepresenting that. That's just crazy. Thanks for correcting me, Bob. Anyway, haha. Taylor Swift influences game outcomes. I was sort of thinking that, Jay Warren, but it turns out Mahomes had the flu. He was miserable on that field. He wasn't himself, and without Mahomes running the show, it makes it really, really tough for those, for that offense to get rolling. So, no. My life has never been the same since O&A gone from XM. Well, I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry. Cheers. Cheers. P.S. I'm usually not around until 9 Eastern time, so I'll try later in the week. Enjoy. All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. So I think that's it, really. I just wanted to pop on really quick, make a nice quick one because I couldn't do it this morning. Hit the like on the way out, guys. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, I know Clint was the Sabres goaltender. Now what's up, Mason? One of my guys in Austin. What's up, Mace? Yeah, he played goalie for the Sabres. I just forgot his name because I haven't thought of that slash across the neck in many, many years. So, yeah, he was a Sabre. Oh my God, we're that far behind. All right, I'm skipping. If you had something good in the chat, I'm skipping way ahead because I want to see if there's any current comments. And hi, Instagram. How are you? I see Drew. What's up, Drew? It's better to see it in person and in Europe. It's like a freaking boxing fight in Europe. The soccer. Yeah, I would imagine, man. It just doesn't hit the same in America. They try to get I know Messi's now in America. I know Beckham is running a team and all. I know the basics of it, but there's just something that's that is not the same as watching these elite teams in Europe. He was a player of the season, great player, England captain, definitely. Okay, so he was definitely top 3 to David Beckham. Thank you. See, I learned crap from you guys big time. Beckham is considered one of Manchester United's greatest players of all time. Okay, fair enough. So I have to correct that too. My info is all over the place today, so I got to correct that. And then, like the David Beckham, he got caught up in his looks, I think, because during the Netflix documentary series, if you haven't seen it, it's really, really good. He's got Botox face, man. He's trying to keep his looks going. Oh my God. Eventually, you just got to give up on that stuff. But yeah, like Botox face. I don't get the Botox thing. I know a lot of like people do the Botox thing, and I think like what happens is you do a little something. Like I was a moly mess. My face was a moly mess. I had a chin mole. I had moles going down my jawline. I forget, but it's some kind of neck mole somewhere. So I did a little something. I think if you do a little something, it's okay. But then people just get addicted and they keep going, and then they got frozen Halloween mask face, and they look horrific, absolutely horrific. I just had a few moles removed. That's it. That's all I've done because I just hated them. But it looks like he's dipping into the Botox. Chloe, normally all of the above, and people are white knuckling, but it's raining all the way, so trying to be a little more careful. Okay, so I nailed it. How you're driving? I was driving in the pouring rain yesterday. I went and saw my sister who's up, and she's renting a house in Wading River. Oh my God, we had so much fun. That was a place I grew up. I grew up at my grandma's beach house, and my sister was renting like really close to there, and it was so nice. We're walking the beach in the pouring rain, but we had a wonderful time, and a lot of memories come back because we spent our childhood on that beach in Wading River, and but then I had to drive home, and just like you, Chloe, holy crap, you couldn't see. The rain was so heavy. And out this way, it's a lot of narrow roads, cars coming right at you, and you know they're on their Facebook. That's what drives me nuts about life. I don't understand why we're still doing the same exact stuff from when I was growing up all those years ago. They still can't figure out the roads where it's not safe to have cars flying right at you on these country roads where these guys, they're going 50 miles an hour and they're just passing your car by what? A foot? Oh, it's not normal. Those roads were set up way back in the day because everything went really, really slow. Think horse and buggy, horse and carriage. When we built all our road systems, we were on horses and carriages, and we were just trotting along. And then one would pass you slowly. And then you fast forward, a bunch of decades. And no one that's in charge is saying, I don't think this is a good idea anymore. Of course not. But we don't change anything. It's so ridiculous. It's so stupid. The Bluffs and Wading River, great area on Long Island Sound. Oh, Tom, me. Cheers to you, brother. It was raining so bad. All right, I'm going to go really local, but I don't care. So in Wading River, you got the public beach. You pull in, and then you take a nice walk to the right. You go east, and eventually you can't believe you're still on Long Island. They have these giant bluffs, and there's houses on top of the bluffs, but they're kind of pushed back a little bit, so it doesn't look like there's any houses out there. And when I was a kid, we would climb these bluffs, and I haven't been to the bluffs in a while, but I swear to you, it felt like these hills were like 500 feet in the air, and it was relatively steep, and it was all sand. And as a kid, you would go up there and you check out the Long Island Sound, and then when you were ready, you would run down as fast as you can on these bluffs. And every step you took, your feet would sink in past your ankles easily, maybe even higher. And then if you did fall, you would just tumble and tumble and tumble and really not get hurt. And we would do that over and over again as kids because we had the energy. You get to the bottom and then you start climbing all the way back up to do it again. And yesterday, when I was visiting my sister who's renting a house out there, I was like to my daughter, I'm like, man, I want to show you something really, really cool. But as soon as we left the house, it started raining, and I'm like, it's not happening, which bummed me out because I really wanted to climb to the top of the bluff with my daughter and see her do exactly what I did when I was her age. That would have been badass. I would have enjoyed the hell out of that. This is good weather to land a striper. You know, Tom, me, you're not wrong. I might try to do a little something, but we got things we got to do out here. And then I think we got to start thinking about moving the whole operation back to the city. And then I think we're going to Philly for Halloween. So we're a bit on the busy side. That's for sure. That's for sure. Did you get any fishing in? Did you catch? I didn't do any fishing. This is how stupid I am. So we got out here really late Friday. Saturday, I woke up. It was just glorious. It was like a summer day, like I said. There were people actually on the beach with umbrellas and stuff like it was summer. There were a few people in bathing suits and bikinis. That's how warm it was out here. A couple of people even went in the water. And I'm like, oh, wow. Well, finally, the rain is gone. I'm going to enjoy a glorious couple days at the ocean. So I put off everything. And then, of course, yesterday, it was just miserable. And the rain just stopped. That's why I'm doing a live stream a little later. So maybe I'll throw in a little bit if I could find the time before we start thinking about other stuff we have to do. Oh, Tom May. My mom had an aunt that lived at the Bluffs, 99 steps down to the sand when as a kid. So you know. Tom, I wonder if me and you were on the Bluffs at the same time. How badass would that have been? If we could go in a time machine and go, holy shit, that's you. That would be so cool. Good morning, all. Good excuse for another coffee at work. What's up, Vincent Scaramuzo? How are you, brother? Bikini snowball just passed 5 minutes ago. What? I don't know what that means. All right, Instagram, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to continue for a few minutes on the YouTube Opie Radio and the Facebook Opie Radio fans. But thanks for joining me. Goodbye. Jesus. All right, let me just look. They gave me whatever. Like I always say, I'm not going to get rich live stream, and I know that. But I want to make a little pocket money. I'm going to be honest with people. I want to make a little pocket money. Of course I do. Do I love doing this? Of course. But zero is not acceptable. We already made a few bucks on the YouTube and Facebook, so I'm good. Oh, Instagram, you stink. All right, let me I got to write a title. But I hope everyone had a good weekend, even though, I know a lot of people that I have watching these. They're on the East Coast. So, the rain just was horrific yesterday. Opie Live, foggy ocean. Good enough. All right. Oops. Whatever. My stupid fat thumbs messed up my title. I'll fix it later. I'm so miserable here. I'm setting stars to Opie Radio. What's up, Scott Von Rock? How are you, brother? Why are you miserable, Scott? What's wrong, brother? You all right? Am I showing up as a Facebook user again? You are, whoever you are. For the most part, most people are not showing up as Facebook user. I think you're the only one today, sir. It's probably one of my regulars. I don't like that. I love when Ope gets rid of the talk in Instagram and just chats to us on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, man, I feel the pressure when I'm on Instagram or TikTok because you hit a lot more people that don't know who you are. I'm pretty much talking to the converted on Facebook and YouTube, which is so frustrating as a social media app. They need to do a better job pushing your stuff out to complete strangers. They just don't do that. And then they wonder, why TikTok is just crushing it. TikTok's business model is brilliant. You might not like the China angle and all that, but they already have all our info from other things, so I'm not worried about it. But they give you a chance in front of people that don't know who the hell you are. And then if you perform, these new people stick around. But as soon as you go live on YouTube or Instagram, I know my exact number. I'm not complaining because I love seeing the familiar people, but I rarely see someone I don't recognize at this point. Rarely. And YouTube and Facebook, they got to do a better job with that because I know they want to compete with TikTok. All right. Nice and easy, nice and quick. All right. Guys, thank you very much. Hope you had a good weekend. We did it. I got stuff to promote, but oh shit, I can't leave. If you give me a couple bucks, I got to stay. I can't just grab your money and run. Minash, King of the Czars. As a millionaire in the making, I want to know when you made your first million. Did you celebrate or did you get paranoid? I remember. Okay, there's a couple things. Thank you, Minash. Good question. Good content. And pocket money. You're perfect. And you probably hit the like. You're perfect. I hated that I pissed you off back in the day. And it was a misunderstanding because you're perfect. So when I was working in Boston at WAF, the only station really rocks, we were killing it, but they were taking advantage of us and they weren't paying us that well. I think I left Boston making 60, maybe 70,000 a year. Now that's a lot of money. I'll never say that's not a lot of money. Of course it is. But for what we were doing, and we were beating the guys at BCN who were making hundreds of thousands of dollars. We were so underpaid. And for what we accomplished in Boston, they should have just gave us a shit ton of money. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to blow it up and move on, because I gave them every opportunity in Boston. I just in the end was smarter than them. They thought they had us, and they kept giving us measly raises. We've told those stories over the years where Bruce Mittman at a Chinese restaurant. This is the short version. It was time to negotiate and give us a new salary. We're eating a Chinese buffet. It was like $7 a person, and we were number one in all our demos, beating BCN, which was it was deemed impossible at the time. We were the first radio show that actually beat a show on WBCN because we had a bad signal. So anyway, it was time to get another raise, and we're at a Chinese buffet on Route 9, somewhere outside Natick. And it was like $7 a person. The GM took us there to wine and dine us. And then, it was obvious why we were there. And then he's like, all right, boys, time for a raise. You guys are doing great. And he slides a paper over like he's a mafia boss or something. He slides a paper over to me and Anthony. And God, I love this about Anthony. I'll tell you stuff I love about Anthony when I can remember him. Anthony picks up the piece of paper and goes like this, looks at it, and just starts openly laughing at Bruce Mittman, our boss at the time. And we had no choice, so we had to sign another shitty contract. And then, I was obsessed with getting us out of there. And that's why we pulled the mayor's prank and everything else, stuff I didn't talk about for many, many years. But it was all calculated on my part, because then New York came a call and they really, really wanted us. And I'm like, all right, I got to get out of this contract, because they even said, too bad you're in a contract. I'm like, oh, I'll take care of that. And I did with the mayor's prank. And the rest is history. But to your question, Minash, so then we moved to New York in 98. And we were negotiating because WNEW wanted us, and K-Rock. K-Rock was Howard Stern's station. And then Howard Stern, that big baby, I'll say it every single time. No, not basically, he did, because it came out. He told the station that he didn't want us on the same station as him. So then we had to go to a really crappy radio station at the time, WNEW. So it's pretty amazing what we accomplished in New York, because NEW was dead in the water. But anyway, so now we're negotiating a contract with CBS Radio, and the first offer came in. And it was well over $100,000. So we were pretty much doubling our salary from the Boston days. And I was like, holy shit, being a kid from Long Island with no money, I'm like, holy crap, where do we sign? And Bob Eatman, my agent, who's no longer with us, which just sucks to this day too. I'm like, where do we sign? Can we sign tomorrow? Like, I was panicking because I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of money. I could do a lot with that. I could pay off student loans, pay off my car. I could do all sorts of things. And Bob, I remember he goes, relax. I'm gonna get so much more money than that. And he did. I think we settled in, Minash. We settled in. I want to say close to $200,000 each. So go F yourself, Bruce, and your stupid pushing of the paper at the Chinese restaurant on Route 9, thinking you had us. And then we just crushed it. And then it was time to negotiate another deal in I think 2000, and that's when we became I believe we became millionaires in 2000. They were going to give us a kind of a who gives a crap raise, and once again I'm like, all right. And at that point, Q104, which was the big rock station in New York, they came a call and they're like, what is it going to take to get you over here? We want to put you guys up against. I knew my batteries were going. All right, that's fine. I'm wrapping up anyway. So you can hear me, I'm assuming. So then we went to CBS Radio. We're like, look, your race sucks. I mean, we more or less said it in probably a more professional way. We're like, your race sucks. We're killing it. It's obvious. We want to be syndicated. At this point, they weren't willing to syndicate us. They just wanted to give us another raise and keep it at status quo. And we're like, no, we want way more for our careers and our lives. More money we get, we can help people around us. And then we basically said we're leaving. We're going to do mornings at Q104 up against Howard Stern. They freaked the fuck out. And then then the doors opened and they gave us everything. They didn't want us competing with Howard Stern at all. And then Q104 famously told the press, like, it took hours to talk those guys into staying. And they're not wrong. Because, we were in a meeting in a conference room with Mel Karmazin with a giant table. And, he was a scary ass boss, but we had him by the balls. And it's basically like, what is it going to take? And our demands were this and that. And we want to be syndicated back to Boston because we miss Boston. And Q104 is going to syndicate us to Philly and Washington and all these other places. And Mel's like, oh, okay. All right. Can you promise me that you won't sign anything for, I forget, like a week? I'm like, yeah, we could promise you that. All right, that's fair enough. Because he's like, we need to try to figure this out. I'm like, all right. And then we told, Q104 we needed a week to think. And then long story short, we stayed with CBS Radio and they made us millionaires. Minash. So that was in like 2000. So there you go. And did it freak me out? Yeah, it did freak me out. Because, like when you make money like that, you feel a lot of responsibilities to like people around you, family members and such. And I know I did the right thing when I was making real money, that I took care of people around me as best I could. I know I did that. So it's a little freaky and weird. Your whole life changes. You're like counting your money at the grocery store, and next thing you know, you're not looking at labels anymore. It was fucking weird. Yes. And now I'm back to looking at labels. So cheers. Life's weird. Life's weird. Just water. I had my coffee earlier. David, really got into radio at the rise of satellite and the decline of terrestrial radio. Would enjoy sitting down and discussing with you. All right, maybe someday, David. I don't know. All right, guys. So I'm really pushing this Tuesdays at Get Parts. I'm proud of what we've done so far, and we're going to keep building it and growing it. I like it a lot. It's nice and easy. I'm hanging out with people I just enjoy being with. I got a playlist on my YouTube channel. It's called See You Next Tuesday. And do I have the playlist on Facebook yet? I don't know if I made the playlist officially on Facebook, but the video's up on Facebook as well. With that said, we're not doing tomorrow because it's Halloween, because we've been trying to keep a schedule going, because I'm bad at schedules, as a lot of the regulars know. All of a sudden, like, they count on me, and then I tap out for a week or two with the live streaming. I'm trying to be better with all that. And with the Tuesdays at Get Parts, I told Matt, who's like one of the main guys, obviously, I said, look, if we're going to do this, we got to stick to a schedule. Even if we're sick or you can't do it, then I'll do it and whatever. So we've done 8 in a row, but tomorrow there's no way I'm doing it because the kids and their Halloween is way more important. So I'll be back a week from tomorrow with Tuesdays at Get Parts. And you know the deal, if you're a member of the private Facebook group, you have an open invite to just hang with us. And we've had a few people stop by so far, and it's been cool. So remember that as well, okay? We're not letting just anyone in. I think what we'll do is we're getting close. We're getting close to a place where I feel like it's a really good watch and listen and stuff, but we're not there yet. We're still building it. But if I get to that, then we'll open it up to everybody where people could just come on by and hang with us. I mean, we can't stop you from going to the bar, obviously, but we have an area where we're kind of keeping it with the people, that I really know right now. All right. I hope that made sense. John Christopher, Opie, when it comes to Anthony, you should take the high road. Life is, what do you, thanks, John. I'll take your advice. Oh, I love the people that think they know. Look, I'll leave you with this, John. Oh, he's going through some things. I kind of let go of the rope in general. I'm wishing him nothing but the best. I'm wishing that he has a full recovery, but that doesn't mean that I want to hang with him, talk to him, do radio with him, okay? But I really, truly wish the best for him, and I hope he has a full recovery. John, I mean, where have you been? Oh, God, I've moved past all of that stuff. I've taken the high road. Whatever. I know other people in this room right now are rolling their eyes, so I'll shut up. Show idea. Put chat on slow-mo so us chatters can read. Thanks in advance. You know what, Max? If someone knows how to, I use StreamYard. And what I do, which is such a distraction, I hate it. When I'm live with Matt and guests at Tuesdays at Get Parts, it's a little easier here. I'm just clicking like that. I do this. I'm not even reading your comments. And then when I run out of dumb thoughts in my head, then I stop and kind of look at, I can see about the last 10 comments. And then I go, oh, let me go back to this and, play off that. But what I try to do, and at Get Parts, it's so distracting because I have to do it with my left hand over here. I'll take you inside the process. And whatever. And I'm just trying to get everybody's comments on the screen because the comments are showing itself besides what I'm doing live in front of the camera. But I would love to figure out where, the chat could be just automatic. Maybe I'll write StreamYard and say, dude, you're missing out on an opportunity here. And just have the comments, like you said, slow them down. Because when I have a lot of people watching, it's really hard to even keep up with the chat. Today, it's like just average. But you're right, man. If the chat could just automatically be going as I'm talking, that would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right. How many stars for a really good Rocco memory, good or bad, for next time? I'm not. If you want to give stars, great. If not, that's fine. I want to go now. Rocco is cool, man. Rocco did the show after us. I think he was another Tampa Bay DJ that came up to Boston, worked at WAF, the only station that really rocks. And Rocco did nights after us, and we had a good rapport. He was a very cool dude. I didn't hang out with him, outside the radio show in general, but Rocco was solid, man. His radio show is different than ours, but he got the job done, man. And Sully from Godsmack literally says that Rocco discovered him. If it wasn't for Rocco pushing Godsmack on the radio back in the day, Sully doesn't know if they would have ever made it. And he even credited Rocco in early interviews, and I think talked about it in Rolling Stone magazine. Rocco was I thought he was a good guy. I thought he was a very talented guy. Unfortunately, he left us way too early. I don't even think he made it to 40 years old, man. Or maybe he was in his early 40s. It's I was looking at a video. I have a new playlist on YouTube. It's called Classic Opie and Anthony because people are like, dude, you have so many videos on your YouTube. It's hard to find crap. So I made a playlist called Classic Opie and Anthony, and I only started putting videos on the playlist, so it's very new. But within a week or two, there'll be a lot of really good stuff in that playlist. And I put up a video from our WAAF days when we were doing this hacky turkey bit where I made believe I swallowed and I was choking on an entire carcass of a turkey. Some of you have seen this. It's really hacky. But we're in a room and Rocco's there. And I got depressed because Rocco's no longer with us. There's a guy. Oh, my God, I forgot his name. You can't forget his name? Holy shit, you can't forget his name? Oh, my God, I forgot his name. But a guy that worked on Hillman's morning show, he's in the video. He's no longer with us. He was their producer. Oh, my God, you can't forget his name? Oh, this is going to bother me. Oh, my God, you can't forget his name, man. I'll look it up as soon as I get off this thing. But he left us way too soon. And then, less than a year ago, Ozone is gone. And those were three major players when me and Anthony were up there in Boston at WAF. Major players. Ozone was the midday guy. He was on before us. He's gone. And then Rocco, he was on after us. He's gone. And then the main producer of Hillman's morning show, he's gone. And all young, man. All young. I think Ozone was only in his 50s. The other guy that I can't believe I forgot his name. Does someone have it? Because I feel like an idiot. And if his family ever gets to watch any of this, your father was a damn good guy, a talented guy, a decent guy. I forgot his name, man. This sucks. Oh, this is going to bother me. I mean, I'll find out as soon as I finish this. All right. Damn it. All right. I'm going to go. Was it Ian? No, it wasn't Ian. Ian Barrett was the producer of Real Rock TV. He had red hair. Why am I forgetting his name? Holy crap. I'm stalling because I want someone to freaking tell me. Sirius was so dumb to get rid of my last show. It wasn't a firing officially. It was best show. It was a great show. That was really tough. I explained all that, I think, yesterday or the day before on the live stream. I have responsibility in that. If I would have just behaved and stopped taking my giant sledgehammer shots at Howard Stern, they wouldn't have got rid of me. So, all right, I got to go. I got to figure out that guy's name. Guys, thank you very much. The radio guy in me wants to promote shit, but it doesn't work. You just got to grind it out and watch your analytics go. Back in the day, your promoter went wham through the roof. Great stream. Thank you, brother. It was fun. I'm glad I turned this on because I was bummed when I woke up this morning. I was pouring. Because like I said, when I'm out at the beach, I don't know, it's my thing, and I think you guys are into it too, where it just feels good to do it outside. I could do it inside, but it's, the house isn't built in a way where it's the easiest thing to do. Let's just put it that way. So I was bummed when I saw the rain. I'm like, man, I don't think I could live stream. And then the rain went away. I wonder. See, Thomas, you could say this another 100 times. And thanks to the guy, defending me. You could say this another 100 times. I know what haters do. You find something that could be very bothersome and just keep. But most people, that have a real mind and they don't have a hater's mind, they know that's not true. Okay? And I've explained it a million times. The company really thought they had me on something. And when they saw the video, they're like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then they went to me and said, look, they basically apologized, if you want to know the truth, Thomas, but also said, but it's kind of time. It's kind of time to move on. And then it came out by people that are no longer at SiriusXM that they wanted to get rid of me because I just simply wouldn't leave Howard Stern alone. But if you want to push that stupid agenda another 100 times, I can't stop you. But you're a loser for trying. He's gone. And thanks for defending me on that, guys. I appreciate it. And I'll say it again. In the end, SiriusXM and Scott Greenstein specifically, and I had to sign some things to not talk about this stuff, but I'm like, fuck it. What do I got to lose? I want to talk about it. Scott Greenstein and SiriusXM, in the end, they were gentlemen, and they took care of me, and we left on good terms. What are you gonna do? And I also have the responsibility that I know all I had to do was stop taking giant shots at Howard, and I would have been able to continue with Vic Henley, Sherrod Small, and Carl Ruiz, and that's on me. It took years to realize that. That's on me. And I even wrote, fuck it, I don't care. None of this matters anymore, so who cares? I even wrote Scott Greenstein a really long email. It's probably been about a year at this point. And I apologize. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I didn't behave more, and I explained why, and I explained the history of Howard Stern and me personally, and Howard Stern and the Opie and Anthony show. But I also said, look, I apologize. I should have tried to figure out another way around this. But for many reasons, I couldn't let it go at the time. I couldn't let it go. And, he wrote me back, like basically saying, thank you for this email. It's greatly appreciated. And he said, just basic, who gives a crap stuff. Like, I hope you're doing well, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. That's the real story. But if Thomas is already on his new fake account, just keep pushing the BS agenda forward because you hate me. It's just so stupid at this point. Guys, have a good day. We'll talk.